So call the member for Wallsend.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First day back at school and the 870 bus failed to show up and pick up the students from Callaghan Campus Wallsend. Parents were forced to leave work early to pick up their kids. Students walked 5 kilometres home. The Newcastle Herald reported that Tony O'Leary thought that his 15-year-old daughter, Alana, had just missed the school bus when she rang him. He said, "It was a fluke that I happened to be at home from work. She can get to her grandmother's pretty easy, but it's more about the kids that haven't got any alternatives." Indeed, Mr O'Leary said that one teacher actually drove a number of students home. I acknowledge and I applaud the teacher for going beyond the call of duty to ensure that the kids got home safely. The next day, a constituent messaged me to say that the 11 bus due at Jesmond at 9:28 a.m. never arrived. Neither did the next one. Illustrating the impact of the unreliable nature of public transport in Newcastle these days, she says, "My daughter catches the bus to the John Hunter Hospital to connect with the bus 26 so she can get to Katara for work. It's just disappointing that the government is encouraging us to use public transport, and we may be in the position to have to get a second car because of the unreliability of the public transport. These are only the latest of the problems that's occurred in the wake of the handover of Newcastle buses and ferries to private provider Carolus Downer. What started with hundreds of services cancelled without notice and drivers going without proper pay at a time in the aftermath of the handover has developed into a full-scale chaos. The rollout of new routes and the new timetable on the 14th of January this year was a catastrophe for many residents in Wallsend. One outraged Wallsend resident wrote to me and said, "Public transport is a requirement by governments to supply and support, not sell off for a quick fix hit to private contractors who think in terms of dollars and pockets mentality." And here yet again is proof of the incompetence of these decisions, she said. In the face of all these complaints and documented issues, what does Carolus Downer have to say? Well, the latest Chief Executive, Mark Dunlop, told the Herald this: "Overall, from what I've worked out at this network, I'm very confident that the package overall is a quantum step up. The network here hasn't changed since 2008, and whilst I haven't been in Newcastle for that long, with any community, the dynamics and geography and social parameters change over that time. Mr Dunlop is right about one thing. Some measured, responsible change would have done Newcastle buses networks the world of good. Unfortunately, what we got with Carolus Downer is a full-blown transport chaos. We've seen school kids and commuters left stranded, often without warning, and keeping them from getting to work or getting home from school. We've had drivers go without pay and entitlements, and they've copped the abuse from frustrated commuters when tensions boil over. Rather than a quantum leap step up in services in terms of service delivery, we've seen inconvenience skyrocket. No service runs directly from Wallsend to inner city Newcastle, and the services that connected Wallsend residents to commercial hubs like Katara and Charlestown have been cut. When commuters do complain, either directly to Newcastle Transport or via my office, the concerns go unaddressed. Last week, after over 100 residents had been made to the office, representations have been made to the Office of the Minister for Transport and to Carolus Downer, I had yet to receive a formal reply. I understand the Minister is under pressure at the moment, but so are the commuters of Wallsend. The bus network in Newcastle is in chaos. I'm calling on the Minister to intervene immediately and give our commuters a bit of peace of mind, please.
We're considering private members' statements.